Welcome to Amazing Buys, where we discuss shopping, fragrance, and do reviews. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the notification bell, like and subscribe, and let's see what's new at Sephora. They have a bunch of new releases since the last time I've been here, so this is actually a returning fragrance by Malone called Ginger Biscuit. This has notes of cinnamon, nutmeg, caramel, hazelnut, vanilla, and tonka bean. I did a review when this first dropped, and I feel like back then it was way more light and airy than this version of it. To me, this is leaning more towards the ginger snap scent. Don't get me wrong, this still has that airiness to it, but this is supposed to be just a holiday edition with a different bottle top, as far as I know. This next perfume I was so excited to try. So this is Skylar's new Double Dates. The top notes are cinnamon, sweet dates, walnut delight. Middle notes are benzoin, sticky toffee, and vanilla absolute. And the base is sandalwood, brown sugar, and cocoa butter. Do you see that picture behind it? That is exactly what this fragrance smells like. You have to love like that sticky, ooey gooey, sweet scent. This is a warm gourmand. Oh my gosh, they did a great job with this fragrance. I literally can smell the toffee, the dates, the brown sugar, just like that picture, I'm telling you. Next up is the Seven Virtues Buttercream Haze. This has top notes of vanilla buttercream icing, middle notes of maple caramel creme, and the base is tonka bean. On the initial spray, I was like, ooh, this is nice. It smells like a vanilla cake. I'm getting that ooey gooey maple caramel mixture in there, but this smells like it has a floral in there, which is kind of throwing it off for me. I don't feel like it's overly warm. It's not overly sweet because that floral in the background is kind of weird, to be honest. I do smell a touch of like lemon in there, so I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that one yet. On to the next one. So Sephora does have the Montale collection there. This is the newest fragrance called Oud Saparod, which apparently that word means pineapple in Thai. So the notes are oud, leather, coconut, sweet vanilla, pineapple, and resinous woods. You definitely have to be an oud and leather fan to enjoy this. The pineapple note was nice in it, but it's a little bit too masculine for me. This whole collection seems to have lots of oud in there. So the second one is Arabian's Tonka. This has notes of bergamot, tonka bean, oud, rose, amber, vanilla, and musk. This pretty much smells like a very warm, woody Arabian fragrance. You definitely are picking up that sweet tonka in there. Again, just a little too masculine for me. Up next is Rose's Musk with notes of rose, jasmine, ambergris, and amber. So that ambergris note is the note that I was talking about in my live video that can come off as salty. That is a typical musky rose, but I am afraid of that dry down. I would not dare try that on me, so I'm gonna leave that to you guys. Right next to it was the one I could not absolutely stand, and I was actually interested in this. Intense Cafe has notes of sugared vanilla, rose, coffee, amber, and musk. I do detect each and every one of those notes, not the rose too much, but let me tell you, that coffee in there smells earthy and not in a good way. It was very off-putting. I accidentally sprayed some on my dress. I could smell it all day. So one thing I can say, nobody can say that these don't have longevity. The next one is Sensual Instinct with notes of sparkling bergamot, mandarin, saffron, cardamom, jasmine, rose, tiramisu, cacao, coffee, and cedarwood. I would say that this is the first one out of the lineup that I actually like. With the sweet scents and the floral, I feel like it was a bit more wearable, but it is still kind of unisex. Moving along, we have Sweet Vanilla with notes of sweet apricot, vanilla pods, and white musk. This is super strong. I wasn't really picking up much of that apricot unless they're talking about apricot liquor, because it does have a very strong liquor scent in there. That, I'm telling you, is very strong. Up next, we have Lucky Candy. This has notes of musk-kissed vanilla, coconut cream, marshmallow, amber, frangipani flower, caramel, and sweet toffee. At first, I thought it smelled like Killian Love Don't Be Shy, but the powderiness went away and it more focused on like a sweet candy mixed with florals. There was something in there that wasn't giving it like a definite candy scent, so just want to let you know that. For the last in this collection, because they didn't have Daydreams, they had Bubble Forever, which has notes of orange blossom, plum, pear, grapefruit, vanilla, caramel, neroli, cinnamon, jasmine, rose, musk, and amber. And the notes on the website, it said bubblegum-like. Even on the display, you can see warm and sweet gourmands. This was not what I was getting at all. It smelled like a fresh, soapy, clean scent, which was like polar opposite from what they were describing. The only notes I could possibly pick up is probably the neroli, jasmine, maybe a bit of the pear, but I wasn't getting anything else. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the Montale collection. On to the last fragrance. So I got to try the new LoveShackFancy Secret Crush. It wasn't on display, but she did have it underneath. This has notes of whipped vanilla, champagne accord, frosted chantilly cream, white musk, coconut milk, and sandalwood. This was a very simple yet nice fragrance. If you're not familiar with this collection, they all tend to have like a dreamy type of feel to them. So overall, this smelled like a vanilla coconut milk mixture with that dreaminess to it. It's not something that's going to be super long lasting or projecting at that. It just smelled like a nice milky scent, but it definitely was coconut milk versus milk. I was about to leave, but I said, let me try this body mist. This is called Amica Aura, and it pretty much smells like those notes: apricot, grapefruit, and vanilla. It kind of is giving 90s vibes. I thought it smelled okay, but it's not the greatest. All right, this is the last one for real. I'm not familiar with this brand, but this is called Pinky Promise with notes of lychee, rose, and vanilla. That's exactly what this smells like, but it smells like it's aimed at little kids because it is very light. That is it for my walkthrough. Thank you for watching, and as always, have fun, stay blessed, and happy shopping.